Yeah, g'day YouTubers, Tinker O'Toole again here with another video. Just going to show you a little maintenance trick. Let's just say you think that your bar isn't getting enough oil. There's a few things that you can check, and that is the little hole, the distance from the little hole to the edge should be 18 millimeters to the center of the hole. So if we were to get a digital vernier caliper and measure from the edge to the center of the hole, it's around 18 millimeters. Now, still's pretty good. I haven't had any issues whatsoever. The hole diameter can vary from bar to bar. So the hole is, I'll just check, I think it's about 3.5 millimeters. So if we measure the diameter of this hole, it's about 3.1. Now, I've got another bar here, a different bar, it's not a still bar, and its hole is a little bit bigger. It's still got the 18 millimeters, so that's pretty spot on. Around the 18 millimeter mark, but its hole is almost at 3.5. So it is a little bit bigger. Now, there is a little trick that you can do. Some people drill them out to about 4 millimeters. I wouldn't drill, if he's going to drill it out, fine, drill it out, but don't go any more than 4 millimeters in diameter. Now, I just mentioned that it was 18 millimeters to the center of the hole. So what you can do on your still saw is measure, we'll just see whether we can see it on here. You can measure the distance to the middle of the slot. There it is there. Close enough to 18 millimeters. Just see if I can get in a little bit closer so that you can see that. Now what we're going to do now is measure to the center. There's the center there. There's our measurement, close enough to 18 millimeters. That's what you want. From the top of the pin, the mounting pin for the guy rail for the bar, to the center of that hole should be 18 millimeters. Now, there is another thing that's very important also. This little plate goes over the top, and it should be dead level. People sometimes bend them when they're getting them off. What I like to do is put a straight edge over it and make sure it's dead level. As long as it's level enough and there's no little kinks in it. Now, the other thing that's very important that when you do get it off is make sure you don't get all rubbish under here, and use a little tiny brush like a toothbrush. Clean it all up, especially around here where the studs are, the bar studs. Clean them up and wipe it all with a rag. Make sure if there's any corrosion or rust that you get a bit of emery paper, very fine, wet and dry. Clean that off so that's spotlessly, perfectly clean. Then if you place that back on, put the little screw in it, you'll never have problems. Well, you're just eliminating the problems. That's all I'm doing here through general maintenance, that you're eliminating the problem, because if you've got an air hose, and I use an air hose to clean everything, it's a good idea that you take this plate off every single time. Because if you've got a little bit of sawdust and you're using the air hose, you could find out that you could push bits of oil and not so but oily rubbish, like a bit of sawdust, all the grease and crap that you get from there. If that goes underneath here, it can lift this plate up and you might not get a good seal. So it's pretty important that you take that plate off and give it a good clean and make sure it's fairly straight, because if there's any crap under there, you'll get oil dripping out of the side of the case here, right down here, and not going to your bar. So yeah, you might be thinking, oh, I'm not getting enough oil there, I wonder what's going on. So just to briefly recap, make sure that your hole's got the right alignment. It's 18 millimeters from the stud right up to the center of the hole, and your bar will be exactly the same, 18 millimeters from the edge of where the stud sits to the middle of that hole is 18 millimeters, that distance there. If that distance is correct, and you can use a little tiny, you don't have to use a micrometer, you can use a little ruler. So there's nothing wrong with using a ruler and making sure that it's okay. Look, I'm pretty sure you'll never have trouble with stool, that'll be spot on. It's probably more than likely if you're using a bar from a different company, just check that you got that 18 millimeter distance from the stud edge to the center of the hole and you'll be okay. If it is a little bit out, as I said, you can always drill at 4 millimeters. I wouldn't go any more than 4 millimeters because it's roughly just over 3, 3.1. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye for now.